In territory, tell you the same thing. Right here, it said the indigenous people have the right to determine their own identity. So when we decide to create and write our own ID, you cannot tell us our ID does not fit us. You are a liar. And rejecting our ID does not make your ID effective. If you use your type of ID to do anything and you reject my ID, that's discrimination. You cannot discriminate us against us in any form. That's exactly what it said, in any form. No discretion in any form. Excuse me. According with the custom of their tradition, this does not impair the rights of indigenous people, individual to obtain citizenship of the United States they have there, which they live. You don't have to be a citizen. Indigenous people have the right to determine the structure and select the members of their institution in accordance with their own procedures. You cannot come involve yourself in my procedures, you damn ass. All right. I'm just not going to go through it to all, but I'm just giving you the brief here so you can see that they have permanent. If you listen to this, if you read this right here, you will realize that the people that are constitute to it, you ask yourself the question, is the United States is a party to this? It's going to tell you yes. It's going to tell you yes. So, if the United States is a party to this, and the executive order, which I just show you guys, that they must execute all of these treaties that they are party to, you think this is not in effect, guys, today? Don't be shy. Stop being shy. Stop being scared. You don't need to argue with them. You just ask them to prove their rights. Establish your rights and status. That's exactly what the Moor was doing right here. Establish his status. And this clown... This person's last name. He said, nah, man, my name's just Kyle. Kyle, that's it. He's mocking it. My daddy gave me that last name. I didn't ask for it. But a lot of these individuals do take on new names. And, the judge is just checking her hands by saying, your attribute. Because she already knew it was coming. I'm sure she's already been informed by a few judges about this dude. Cheyenne and Pushamurel, would you state... He's mocking it. Your attribute. Are you guys getting this? If you guys are getting this, please put a 1 in the chat. If you guys are getting this, I would love for you guys to put a 1 in the chat. They use these type of tactics to take land away from you. They use these type of tactics to take rights away from you. They use this type of tactics to take interest away from you. They use this type of tactic to stress your family and your nation. They use this type of tactics to make you believe that you don't belong and they have the power over you. They don't. You are separate from them. When the Constitution was originally formed, you were separate from them. You were a separate nation. That's why they were showing you. They were the one who tried to conquer you, but they lost their conquering status. But they come in with a treaty and treaty party. Then they use the treaty to swindle you into deals. You may deal with them when they go behind their back, and you and them making deals to buy and sell goods. Because you see, this land was a buy and sell goods and contract goods and so on and so forth. They know that. So what they did, they come friend you, and then when they friend you, they wait until nobody's around, they come and conquer you one by one, nation by nation, sending the Kool Fox clan to come and cut off head and hang people. They know what they were doing. They were doing it. It's right there. The United States is separate from the 13 colonies. Because the 13 colonies that they were trying to conquer that formed together and fight off the British Empire, this is British Empire still. That's why they were called the federal government. It's considered of a covenant government. If you don't know the definition of federal back in those days, it's defined as covenant. Federal definition. So you gotta learn today if you never learned before. Federal defined as covenant. You gotta see for yourself. Having all related to the government system, which is several states and unit remaining in the affairs relating to the denomination, central district, let me see. The North Southern Civil. No, this is just regular definition. Let me go for a dictionary. Let's get you a dictionary. Here's a dictionary right here. All right, this is C federal. There you go. Federal. Let's go for F. I'm looking for F. I mean I. EFG. It's there. Down. The word federal. There you go. Belonging to the general government of the Union and State, founded under the organic organization of underneath the constitutional law, United States. United States has been generally styled as American political jurisdiction written in the federal government. The term has not been imposed by a specific constitution or constitutional authority, but only expressed in a general sense and opinion of a nature of a form of a government. So hear it again. It's not in there, but it's the nature of a form of a government. So if the nature of the form of a government and it does not embody in the United States, that means it was separate from the get-go. It was separate from the get-go. It's not the nature of it's a nature or the form of form from a government. In the recent years, they are observably a disposition and employ the term national in speaking of the government of the union. Now, ask yourself the question: if the federal government is a separate entity according to these definitions, back in those days and today, why is it that we believe that the 13 states coming together was actually the federal government? They weren't. They weren't. Making them foreigners and still foreigners. They are a treaty party, in which is violating of the treaty many times over. So that's the reason why they have to acknowledge the rights of the indigenous people and leave us the freak alone. And we need to learn those factors. We will go in and step in the courts. The more I know about it, that's why the more I step in there asking, man, you gotta follow the procedures of the law, man. What the problem is? Right? The word federal is synonym with covenant. Covenant. It defines covenant. The federal arrangement is a partnership established regardless of by a covenant. A voluntary agreement. That's exactly what the treaty was. So when the United States of America signed a treaty with the Moroccan, it was not the United States signed a treaty with the Morocco over there. The United States signed a treaty with the Morocco over here, because if the Morocco over there they signed a treaty with, then the United States itself would have been over that side of the world, because it's a treaty agreement give them the right to a land. And if we were the first one to give them a treaty agreement, then our land which we put them on is this one. This one that they're currently on. This is the land that they originally get opportunity to up on due to the covenant they made with us, which is the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. This is the reason why it's still in effect. If it's not in effect, they have to go home. Go home. Go home and leave us alone. Or it's our right to be here without your bullshit. We are the first nation who give them a treaty for them to operate on this territory. They get the opportunity to be here, and that's the reason why they're here. And since they have the reason to be here, hey, let us all work together, man, and stop stressing us out. Bring us back our globe clause, man. Give us back our goals. Give us back our property. Give us back our land. We need to get 13 full strong men and 13 full strong women. The women who have our mind on our head to go ahead and write and make laws, and the men to execute them. We need some women to start come together, man, and start select some laws for us, man. So we can put some articles on them and tell them that this is our laws, man. And then the one violated this is what's gonna happen. And then we need to start judging them for taking our people into the courts. I know how to judge them, right? But we need our women to start making some laws. Where are the women, them man with the strong minds? Where are the mothers? Mothers, put a one in the chat, please. Mothers, please put a one in the chat because we need you. We need you. Mothers, please put a one in the chat, man. Put a one in the chat. We need y'all. Write some laws, man. Tell us what we want to. Tell us what we want to. Tell us the rights that you want, cause you know how to run the house. You know how to run the house. Tell us the rights that you need, so we can enforce them with these goddamn oppressors. Where are the mothers? We need you. Come on. We need the mothers to help us write some laws to give them and enforce our treaties. So when they come, they cannot come kill no man again. As soon as they have a court case, we 13 of us go into that court case and sit there and listen for our more to say, hey, we invoke a rights of our peers. Any more say that we're just going there, the 13 of us sit down there and sit down and make the trial. Hey, you're against the constitutional law. You want the land of America. You need to follow the rules and regulation of the law. This court has no jurisdiction. We don't see no jurisdiction here. Okay, since it doesn't have no jurisdiction, the state must pay in accordance to the invoice of the damage that they caused the personnel. We must start taking steps, man. We're not talking about riot here. We're not talking about destroying stuff, because it's our land. We're not talking about killing here. We're not talking about destroying. We're not talking about murdering. We're not talking about raping. We're not talking about burning down. We're talking about take the courts away from them. They have no jurisdiction to establish no fairness in there. That does not mean that we're supposed to go in there and exercise bullshit upon them. Because if we are talking about perfection here, we need to recognize that we are talking about perfection here. But once they break the law, we hold them by the law that they decided that they must go by. We need some more men. Men to stop talking about process, but talking about the rights of the indigenous people. Men stop talking about this. But the reason why I give you all these other laws for you to get, because I need you guys to get currency. I'm not trying to stop you from getting currency, but I need you guys to assist me in the rights to move the world in our favor again. We need better food. They're giving us too much plastic cow to eat. They're giving us too much plastic cow to eat. I want somebody else to come up, because I've been talking for all this time. If somebody else come up, then I could keep going. But after this, I probably have to end my life, because I think I've been talking too long here. I'll see if I could invite a few people. If you guys come up, that would be great. I could have a discussion and a dialogue, because I want to pause the showing the screen. I want to sit up and be lying down showing the screen all this time. But child support is not the right movement. This right here, what you're looking at, guys, is the stars over the earth. Learn this from this young man. This is an amazing guy. If you guys know him from anywhere, you need to follow him and learn from him. He will teach you about the caves and the land and the things that surround you, which are yours. So you guys need to stand up on that. Let me go get some. I would love for you guys to reach the pinnacle of your life. Don't back down. Learn some more. Learn rules and regulation. Go read some laws and some book, because it is there for you. It is there for you. It's not there for me alone. It's there for you as well. You must go and learn them. You have to read them on your own. promissory notes are your benefit as well as theirs. You can use promissory notes. Land is because you never know how to use promissory notes. So I can teach you how to do that, but I'm trying to look for currency because I need some currency. The month started, and I have to pay certain bills, but I have to write certain documents as well. But I am not running no class, so since I'm not running no class, I'm not generating currency. If I run classes, yeah, thank you so much. If I run classes, then guess what? You guys would have to pay a big amount of money. But if I do run classes, I can make it cheap. But when I make the class cheap, I still need you guys to come out. You can't come and pay for a class and don't come out. I did a class one time and 3 people paid but didn't come. I set the time, I set the app, and I let them in. 6 people paid, but only 3 show up. In fact, it was only 4. So 3 people didn't show up to the class. I still rendered them, even though they didn't show up, I still gave them back their money because they never showed up. That's just right for me. I could have kept it because they agree and their fault to not default, but I'm not looking here to exploit none of you. I'm just looking here to make sure I have some money and some stuff to do as well every time I stop and stop without no classes or stop and not doing something, so I can eat as well as you eat. Because the things that I'm giving you guys, you can make a lot of money from it, trust me. Anyone have any question? Anyone want to come up and talk with me? It's late, so I'm gonna go out and hang out with my friend before I go to sleep. You guys take care. One love. Thanks for coming to Kool Fox.
Grandma woke up and she is in a fits. And when she gets like that, I give her the space and I leave. That's how I manage her fits. Okay? For those of you who don't know, I take care of my grandmother. She has dementia, so sometimes she'll wake up and it's okay. And other times she wakes up, she's in a full-grown fit. Like right now, full-grown. So I grab my beans and my pole crackers and I evacuate it. Okay? That's what I did. And those are the times where, caretaking can be challenging, but you just have to know how to respond. Listen to me. I grab my